In this video, we're going to examine the absolute value inequalities that deal with less than inequalities. So the two examples we have is you're either going to have absolute value of some expression is less than a number, or the absolute value of some expression is less than or equal to a number. Less than inequalities create our and compound inequalities. And for and compound inequalities, the solution will be the area on the number line between the two solutions. So one trick I use to realize that less than creates and inequalities is to mispronounce the word, and you get less than. And so when I see an absolute value inequality, as I do below, where I have a less than symbol, I know I'm going to create an and inequality. Now, when creating an and inequality, what you do is the following. If we have the x plus 4, the absolute value of it is less than 6. We need to create our two inequalities, and that's why I say our solution area is going to be between the two solutions. So that means our x plus 4 is going to be in the middle of our compound inequality. And so we have a less than, so I'm going to use that symbol twice to put it in the middle of the compound inequality. Now the outsides of the compound inequality deal with the value that we have in the original example, 6. Our solution, our variable expression, is less than 6 units away from 0. So that means it has to be between 6 and -6, because those are the two values that are 6 units away from 0. And so now that I have my compound inequality, I can go about solving it the way we've done before. I try and isolate the variable in the middle. So I'm going to subtract 4 to get this x by itself. If I do it to the middle, I have to do it to both outsides. -6 minus 4 is -10. The 4 and -4 cancel. So I'm left with my x. So -10 is less than x, and then 6 minus 4 is 2. So my final inequality, my compound inequality, the solution set is represented by the inequality -10 is less than x, which is less than 2. So now we need to solve it. So to solve it, we're going to take our number line, and I like to do this. When we're solving, we see our solution set is between these two numbers. Our variable is even between these two numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at -10. Let's put a 2 here. And then we're going to divide it up. We'll put a 0 here, go to 2, the negatives. Then we have a -4, we have a -6, and we have a -8. And so now I have my number line. Remember, for inequalities, this would be an open circle on -10. It'd be an open circle on +2. And our variable is located between these two numbers. Our solution is located between these two numbers. So we're going to go ahead and shade, connect -10 and 2. So when creating an absolute value inequality from a less than or equal to, the trick is to remember that absolute value is the distance from 0 on the number line. So for this one, our distance is less than 6. So that means if we think about it, it's 6 units away from 0. It's between 6 and -6. And so we take our expression and put it between those two numbers. So that's an approach on how to solve a less than inequality.